Hey guys, Mr. Hotcat here, playing some Duels of the Planeswalkers 2015. Today I'm going to be doing a deck tech and some gameplays for a deck I found on the No Goblins Allowed forum, which if you haven't visited there, if you're at all interested in this game, that forum is the place to be. Lots of great discussions, lots of great deck lists. The deck I'm going to be doing now was posted by someone named DJ0045. They called it Vapor Maggots 2.0. I changed the deck up a little bit from what he posted, so I'm going to show you how I'm running it, and then we'll try out some games. I'm just giving him credit where it's due. Alright, so this deck is mainly a discard deck. From what I've tried, it works pretty well, surprisingly. I didn't think a discard deck would work good in this format. I'm running 7 islands, 8 swamps, 3 arcane sanctums, 2 crumbling necropolises, and 4 Dimir guild gates. But I'm actually going to ditch the 2 crumbling necropolises and add in 1 more of each basic, because the one problem I did have testing this earlier is that I was getting too many tap lands and I was too far behind. Alright, so let's run through. First up, we got Vapor Snag, which everyone knows Vapor Snag does. I'm not really going to go into what the cards do too much. I'm just going to tell you why they're in. So Vapor Snag, we want to bounce creatures up to their hand so that we can discard them. This works great when they drop a big bomb or something and they're feeling all good, and then on your turn you Vapor Snag and then Liliana Spectre, and they rage quit most of the time. For the same reason, we got Voyage's End. This one's better because for the most part the 1 life doesn't matter that much, but the Scry comes in really handy. We got Think Twice for some card draw, and all 3 of those cards will trigger Talrand. So you're basically bouncing all their creatures and making them discard, and at the same time you're making your little bird tokens and getting in there and winning. Because we do make them discard a lot, we have 1 copy of Suffer the Past, which acts as it ends the game, or more often than not, if they get a really strong start before you can stabilize, this will get you some life back. 3 copies of Dead Weight, just to cheap removal for early creatures they might have. We got 3 copies of Brain Maggot, only 3 copies. So 3 copies of Brain Maggot, great early discard. And if you discard something that early in the game with it, and you want to, it's not really discard, but say you grab like a 2-drop creature of theirs, and then later you want to grab something better, you can always bounce it back to your hand and go get something better with it. And then Liliana Spectre for damage in the air and makes them discard a card. Again, combo's great with the bounce. Mind Rot usually gets through their hand quick, so they're down to no cards, which is what you want. You want to get them to where they're playing off the top of the deck as quickly as you can, because that really limits them. And we got 1 copy of Monomania, which does just that. I'm kind of iffy about if I should keep this in the deck. It's about the 10 games or so I've played testing it, hasn't come into play once. We've got the Whispering one. I'm not even going to try that name. She's usually the game winner. You bring your creatures back from the graveyard, so feel free to chump with your Brain Maggots and your Lilianas all day. And at the beginning of their upkeep, they sacrifice a creature. And it's Swamp Walk, so you can usually get in. Got a couple copies of Runescar Demon, because every deck that's running black should run Runescar Demon. He's one of the best cards in the game. And finally, we got Din Rova Horror, which is basically our big removal spell. Because keep in mind, we're going to try to have them so they're playing off the top of the deck. So if they draw like a Baneslayer and they play it, they'll have no cards in hand. On your turn, you cast Din Rova, returns the Baneslayer to their hand, and then they have to discard it. More often than not, when I play Runescarred, I'm going to get this guy because there's something I need to get off the battlefield. Anyway, that's the deck. We're going to play some games with it and see how we do.